Welcome to the deep dive. We're here, as always, to look through the sources you've sent us and really pull out the key ideas.
Yep, get straight to the heart of it.
And today we've got a fascinating stack of material you put together. It's all about, well, it's about soft skills.
Right, but specifically how they connect with learning English, which, might not be the first connection people make.
Exactly. So our goal here is to unpack what these soft skills actually are, why they're generally important, and then really focus on how they can be super helpful tools when you're learning English.
The sources you gave us really lay it out, defining them, talking about their broad value, and then listing specific ways they boost language learning. So we've got a good path to follow.
Okay, great. Let's start at the beginning then. What are soft skills according to this material?
Well, the sources describe them as personal, social, communication abilities, things like
Well,
that.
different from hard skills.
Exactly. Hard skills are the specific technical things you learn maybe from books or formulas, like computer programming or knowing specific grammar rules in English.
Okay.
Soft skills are more about how you do things,
Yeah.
how you interact, how you manage yourself. They're developed through experience, thinking about that experience, and practice.
Right. So if knowing English vocabulary is a hard skill,
Then maybe how you approach talking to someone or how you listen to them, that's more on the soft skill side.
that makes sense. Like the difference between knowing the notes and playing the music with feeling.
That's a really good way to think about it, yeah. And the sources stress that these soft skills are transversal,
Email.
meaning they apply kind of everywhere,
Yeah.
not just in one specific job or subject. You use them at work, in your studies, just in daily life.
And the material really pushes the idea that they're becoming more and more important, right? It's not just about what you know anymore.
Definitely. Companies value them highly, apparently. They're key for, teamwork, leadership, adapting when things change, all that human interaction stuff.
Which seems pretty crucial for just about anything these days.
It is. And the sources also mention the personal benefits like better relationships, less stress, just more balanced development overall.
Made sense.
They list some key examples too, things like communication, teamwork, empathy is a big one, time management, problem solving, being adaptable, critical thinking, emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Quite a list.
Yeah, those sound like things you kind of build up over time through living, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not just from a textbook.
Okay, so here's the main question the sources seem to tackle. How do these very human, kind of non-technical skills help with learning something that can feel quite technical, like English, grammar, and vocabulary?
Ah, yes, that's the core of it. And the sources have a clear answer. Learning English isn't just about memorizing words and rules. It's also hugely about consistency, motivation,
Well, staying with it.
having the confidence to actually speak, and being able to interact with people. And it turns out soft skills are fundamental supports for all of that. They're like allies in the learning process.
Okay, so let's get into the specific connections. The material you provided highlights several ways these skills help directly with learning English.
Right, let's break them down. First up, the sources talk about communication effective.
Okay.
So the soft skill here is about expressing yourself clearly, obviously, but also really listening actively and, importantly, adapting how you communicate based on the situation or who you're talking to.
And how does that help with English specifically?
Well, the material says that working on this helps you get your ideas across better in English. It makes you more flexible. Maybe you speak a bit more formally here, a bit more casually there,
Mm-hmm.
and that improves both your fluency, how smoothly you speak, and your comprehension, how well you understand others.
Makes sense. If you're a better communicator generally, you'll likely be a better communicator in English too, as you learn.
Precisely. Then there's autonomy and organization.
Ah, self-management stuff.
Exactly. Managing your time, planning your studies. This is huge for language learning, as you can imagine.
Oh, absolutely. If you don't organize your learning, it often just doesn't happen, right?
That's what the sources emphasize.
Yeah.
Being organized helps you set up, like regular study times, actually follow a learning plan you might make, and hit the goals you set for yourself in English. It's about being proactive.
Yeah, that structure is key.
Mm.
What's next on the list?
Active listening. We mentioned listening as part of communication, but the sources highlight it on its own too.
Just really paying attention when someone else is talking.
Yeah, listening with focus. And for learning English, the sources say this is absolutely essential.
Why specifically?
Well, it's how you tune your ear to different accents, right?
Yeah.
And pick up on intonation, the melody of the language, which carries so much meaning.
Oh, definitely. And idioms, too, those phrases that don't make literal sense.
Exactly. So improving active listening directly helps your understanding when people speak, which in turn, the sources say, boosts your confidence to actually jump into conversations yourself.
You probably notice this yourself, right? When you really listen, things start to click.
It's true.
Yeah.
Now, linked to confidence is the next point. Confidence and error management.
Dealing with mistakes.
Yeah, building that self-belief and resilience, being okay with not being perfect.
This feels like a big one for language learners. The fear of messing up can be paralyzing.
Totally. And the sources really stress this. They say that fear of making mistakes is a major barrier. So developing confidence helps you push past that
Oh.
by helping you see errors not as failures, but just as, part of the learning process. It lets you keep practicing with a more positive outlook. It changes your whole relationship with making mistakes.
That acceptance seems crucial. Okay, what else?
Social skills come up next, specifically empathy and teamwork.
So understanding others, working together.
Right. And think about how often you might learn English with others. Group classes, language exchanges.
Conversation partners, yeah.
Those situations really need these skills. According to the sources, empathy helps you connect with your classmates or partners, understand where they're coming from.
Makes sense. It probably creates a better atmosphere, too.
Exactly. A more collaborative, supportive environment where everyone feels safer practicing. Less judgment, more encouragement.
That sounds ideal for learning. Okay, one more, I think.
Yep, the last one the sources connect is critical thinking and creativity.
How do those fit in?
Well, critical thinking is about analyzing things, forming arguments, understanding deeper meanings. Creativity helps in expressing yourself, maybe finding different ways to say things.
Okay, and for English learning.
The sources suggest these help you, say, analyze English texts more deeply, structure your thoughts clearly when you write or speak in a debate, for example.
So it's about engaging with the language more actively.
Yes, exactly. Not just passively receiving it, but thinking about it, playing with it, using it to express complex ideas. It fosters a more active, reflective approach to learning.
So bringing all this together, it seems like the sources are saying that focusing on these soft skills doesn't just improve your English level in isolation.
Right. It's broader than that. It changes how you learn, how you feel about the language, and how you connect with people using the language.
The material suggests that working on these makes you more open, more independent as a learner.
And just generally better prepared for, communication challenges in the modern world,
Yeah.
all while your English improves alongside.
It's like they boost each other.
They definitely seem to work hand in hand based on these sources.
Which leads to a really interesting thought, doesn't it? Something the sources sort of prompt you to consider.
Yeah.
Well, if developing these soft skills can make such a big difference in how effectively and enjoyably you learn English, it kind of makes you wonder what else might become easier or more rewarding.
Yeah. Like, what other skills or subjects could open up if you focused on building these core human abilities first?
Exactly. It's a powerful idea.
It really is.
So to wrap up this deep dive, the clear message from your sources is that soft skills aren't just nice to haves.
No, they seem pretty essential. Real tools that directly support your English learning journey, helping with communication, confidence, organization, connection, all of it.
Hopefully exploring this has given you some useful things to think about, maybe some new ways to approach your own learning.
Yeah, maybe think about which of these skills you could consciously work on alongside your English practice.
Okay, that's all the time we have for this deep dive.
Hope this was helpful for you.
Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.
Goodbye.